Good morning, guys. JK with PornReboot here. I shot a video earlier on the way to the gym, and this is one on the way back from the gym. And honestly, I feel much better. I feel in fucking control of my day. It was a really good session. Somebody on yesterday's video, which was the video on can I masturbate during my recovery while I'm trying to quit porn, somebody asked, can I have a girlfriend while I'm quitting porn? And this is one of those questions that, it just baffles me where this came from. I remember reading some studies a few years ago on, I believe it's Your Brain on Porn. It might have been on some journal I was reading, that studies had shown that abstaining from porn, masturbation, and orgasm of any sort helped in the reboot process. I honestly cannot speak for anybody who is not me, or who isn't one of my clients, or who isn't somebody that is enrolled in one of my courses. I can't speak for any of them because we have all, the majority of us anyway, vast majority, have overcome our porn addiction while having active sexual lives. And I highly encourage that. The main reason I encourage it is because when you have sex, oxytocin, which is a bonding chemical, is released in our bodies. That's one of the first reasons why. Yeah, when you're watching porn and masturbating, a few other neurotransmitters are involved, but oxytocin is not one of them. In fact, I'm going to find a link to the study and include it in the description below so that you guys can read it yourself. Pretty sure I have it somewhere. The second reason is that if you've been watching pornography for a long time and you are single and you were a porn addict before you lost your virginity, before you had sex, it's very fucking important to have sex. It's very important to have that experience. Most guys who are 18, 19, 20, 21, they really think anal sex is super normal. They think that, oh yeah, anal sex it happens all the time. That's how you have sex. When you become sexually experienced, you'll realize that no, not every girl is into anal. But many young men assume that. Many men who are married or who are in committed relationships, who have lost interest in their partners, if you're a married man, think about it. If you're a married man or if you are in a relationship, it doesn't make sense to not have sex. Unless, of course, you're like conservative, Christian, or Muslim, or some other religion where you are saving it for marriage. But if you are sexually active with your partner, why would you tell her, hey, I'm doing this stop fapping thing, so, we can't have sex for an undetermined period of time? Why would you want to bring that kind of stress in your relationship? I think it's stupid. I think it's very stupid. Have sex. Get used to your partner again. Of course, there is this fear that you're not going to be able to maintain an erection. There is the fear that you're going to have to visualize scenes from pornography to get an erection. I've been there before. Don't get me wrong. I know what it's like to have zero interest in sex with your partner, where she's like coming on to you and you're just like, God, I don't want to fuck right now. I'm not feeling it. Really, I'm not. And then you go jerk off later. But you have to put yourself in that situation because, yes, many things are going to happen. You're going to flatline. Your partner is going to want to have sex. I say put yourself in that uncomfortable situation and go for it. You have to keep trying. to have sex. And if you can communicate with your partner that you have a problem, all the better for both of you. You're going to have sex sometimes. Perhaps it's going to suck. The only way you're ever going to find out if you're able to have sex is to actually try to have sex. So many guys want to wait for a couple of months or some undetermined point in time in the future where they'll suddenly feel ready to have sex. Don't do that. It's not good for your self-esteem, because if you are out at a bar trying to meet a woman, or if you meet a woman out at a grocery store, get her number, go on a date, you just have all this pressure on yourself, this fear that you're not going to be able to perform. So stop doing that stuff to yourself. Put yourself out there. Now, some guys might be saying, JK, come on, man. It's one thing to do that with your partner. It's a completely different thing to do that with a new girl. You know, she doesn't know who you are. She has no obligation to understand why your dick doesn't work. To her, it just simply means that you're just a broke dick guy. This is true. You are a broke dick guy, and it's your fucking fault. So take responsibility for being a broke dick guy. I remember, I think it was in 2007, I had met a girl at a party, and we had started hanging out, came over to my place, and when we were going to have sex, I just remember the fear. And I pulled my dick out, and it didn't work. In fact, my dick embarrassed me. My dick was like this. I was like, Jesus Christ! Oh my God! That's no, I know, it's surprising. I was telling her. It's surprising, but this is not what it's like. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I find you really attractive. I do. You're so fucking sexy, but I don't know what's going on. It must be the vodka. I must have drank too much. You know, and it's terrible. It's terrible. Fuck it. Here's the truth. That shit didn't happen to me once in 2007, okay? That shit happened to me many times. But I kept putting myself out there. And I'm laughing about it now. The first couple of times I didn't laugh about it. I was sad and broken-dicked. But I learned how to laugh at it. And eventually, as I got to know some women liked me and stayed around, I was able to have sex. It wasn't the best sex. I came very fast. This was during my recovery. But it did get better. You can also use some supplements to help you out. I'm not going to get into them in a video. I actually have quite a bit of experience with supplements that can help you get hard. I don't know what kind of traffic this is. Like, they won't give me a chance to just turn. But yeah, I have a lot of experience with supplements, and maybe I'll shoot a video on that. In fact, if you guys have some questions about that, go ahead and leave your question in the comment section. Bottom line, I had a broken dick. You may have a broken dick. PIED. It's okay. Put yourself out there and keep trying to have sex. I don't know where this thing of don't have sex when you are trying to quit porn comes from. If you're worried about the chaser effect, you know, like after you have sex, you have this urge to masturbate, that is part of recovery. Use that as an opportunity to use your coping skills to deal with your urges. So what? You had sex and now you feel like masturbating. You're not powerless. You have coping skills that you can use. I talk about a lot of them in my YouTube videos. Our group coaching that is starting on October 1st is going to teach you guys a shit ton of coping skills to deal with it. Like, what do I do when I suddenly have an urge? What do I do when my addict takes over and I just feel like I'm possessed and I'm like, I don't give a fuck, I'm going to masturbate now? What do I do when it's early in the morning and I'm in that state between being awake and being asleep? I'm very groggy and I have an erection in the morning and I just masturbate. And I feel like masturbating. What do I do? How do I handle that? So all of that is going to be covered in the group coaching. But in terms of the chaser effect after sex, don't let that bother you either. Have sex. Have sex during your recovery. Have as much sex as you want to have and put yourself through that. Now, here's the final thing I'll say about that. While I might have been able to laugh off my PIED or not worry about having sex during recovery, I know that's not the case for many guys. I know for some of you this has seriously impacted your self-esteem, and it's a pretty big deal. And I know you worry about it quite a bit. Now I know there's always going to be that one guy who's like, no, JK, I disagree. You can't have sex. You can't have sex. I tried it and I keep relapsing. Stop being a fucking hardhead and listen to people who have lived off pornography for a long time, okay? And try it. Try to actually have sex. I'm actually at Starbucks and there's just this fucking long line and I'm going to have to cut this person off here. So I'm going to concentrate on that. But I'm JK, your brother in this struggle. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I appreciate you guys. Have a great day.